So quite a few of you messaged me. You wanted to see what the Vivid Poly Pour looked like when it dried on the canvas. It dried really beautiful overnight. It's real smooth. Yes, the iridescence of the paint definitely comes through. I know this camera's not going to nearly show it as well as my iPhone did. I have all three of them here. This is the... I think this is the one that I just let go when I turned. I got a little spot, or I got a couple little drop spots I'm going to fix. But the fact that I did not have to use any silicone in these, and this was the one I did the 30-minute video of. This was my very first balloon dip. I can't believe how gorgeous it turned out. That little center looks so much like it's got a little baby orchid in there. I was kind of blown away. But the paint's so smooth and dried so quick, and this was straight poly pour with no water. This is straight poly pour. I can resin this because there's no silicone in it. And then if you see that little 1-minute short that I put up on Facebook and on Instagram, it forms cells right away as soon as the white hits the color and the balloon smashes down. So you can get cells without silicone, folks, okay? But I wanted you guys to see these up close and personal, especially before I resin them, because I'm going to resin these. Hey everyone, this is Leslie with Color Art. The first part of this video I am going to do straight recorded voice, not a voiceover, so I can explain things as I'm working with them in real time. We're going to be discussing the difference between the new Poly Pour-Acrylic blend for the paint pouring versus the Vivid Enamel, and some other fun new stuff I have coming in this week for everybody, for our resin workers and for our acrylic pouring friends. So let's get started. First of all, the Vivid Acrylic Gloss Enamel. It's very thick, it's very viscous, means the same thing, thick, viscous. I've had people say, is it really supposed to pour out like Jello? I'm going to get my little top off here. Does it pour out like Jello? I'm going to let you see it come right out of the jar. It's thick. Now, it's a beautiful product for mixing your pigments in and doing the dot art that I've been doing on the glass, the sponging and the direct paint to glass. We pre-mix the Vivid and have an entire line of colors. We have 58 of our signature colors mixed in the Vivid. Because it is such a thick base, a lot of people want to have it mixed for them. For example, here's an interference violet and a snapdragon already pre-mixed. But the paint pouring people, or regular artists that don't mind mixing their own paint, realize the value in getting the color in a dry form, your liquid in a clear base. You can mix it yourself. It's pretty much the best value for your dollar to mix it yourself, and then you've got this color forever. Powder doesn't have a shelf life, pre-mixed colors do. When you're working with like a pre-mixed product, it might have a 3 to 4 year shelf life, but these pigments, they're going to be good forever till the last drop. That's why we designed them this way. Acrylic mediums, you might get an extended shelf life, maybe 4 years, 5. I've had them last up to 5 years. One trick to look at when you're buying something, the softer, the more squeezy the plastic, the longer the shelf life, okay? So, but mixing and I'm just going to do it, I'll have to find something I can use this for, but I want you guys to see the difference in the two. If I mix some of the peacock feather, this is our version of phthalo green, into the Vivid Enamel, which again, this is a glorious color and product, but it's making a heavy body paint, okay? You can stencil with this stuff. It's not quite as thick as gel medium, but it's getting there. You can see how thick it is. It doesn't pour. And in 2017, when the paint pouring people discovered our colors and realized they could make paints out of the primer elements, people went nuts going, oh, what do we do? What do we mix it in? How do we put it in resin? All the questions came out of the woodwork. And up until just a couple weeks ago, because I've been working on a formula for this, we asked you to take an extra step. Basically, mix your color in this viscous material. Use some kind of pouring medium. Liquitext is pretty much the one I was using. Add water and water and water until it comes to the right consistency. Okay? That's pretty much what you got to do when you're buying paint, other than we're asking you to take the extra step. You know, when you're buying your Liquitext, it's already in the tube. We've been asking you to basically take a high polymer, which is what is in this, add your color, you know, and your pigment, and make the paint first, then thin it down. Well, a couple weeks ago when I was working on trying to get the Dutch pour technique down, found out of all of my blow dryers, none of them have guts. I was pretty frustrated, probably as many of you are, of how long it takes to mix the paint. Darn it. Okay. So I worked, the night I was inspired, I was up till 11 p.m. on a Friday night and didn't go to bed till 12:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. Yes, I catnapped and I ate a little bit in that 24-hour period, but I was determined to make something that would work for paint pouring and take the extra step out, you know. So, Poly Pour, now the only label we've got so far is the handwritten one on my bottle. Let's see what we got this here. You know it's going to be vivid. It's an all-in-one. We're calling it Vivid Poly Pour. It's an acrylic blend, okay? And squeezes in beautifully. You can already tell right away. It's a much smoother consistency. It's not globbing into. Now, and when you do the stream, and I'm going to quote Gina DeLuca again, because boy, she nailed it. Perfect paint pouring consistency. You could always make it more water. You can always choose to make it more thick. But the perfect pouring consistency, what's considered the balanced pouring consistency, is the paint hits the surface and it goes flat and out into an even stream, side to side, left to right, okay? You don't want a little hump forming at the top of the paint, and you don't want a sinkhole. So let's put some color in the Vivid Poly Pour, so you can see these side by side. Mix in some of my peacock feather. And now my paint is ready for pouring. I don't need any pouring medium because it's been blended to the perfect balance. You don't have to thin it down. The only reason for pouring medium is so you can add water to a paint, and you add a dash of pouring medium, it stops the crazing. Or if you're going to use, say, Liquitext with their colors or Golden with their colors, they've given you ratios specific to their color and their mixing. But I found these when I did the balloon tip, that's the balloon dip, that was that last piece I did. I couldn't believe how unbelievably gorgeous this was. But like I said, I worked all night long on this recipe, and I'm really, really, really proud to bring this to you. Okay, one other little tidbit, I promised you something else was coming. I'm going to set these aside, is we have some fun stuff for you to look at. These are Mica Flakes. Big, beautiful, gorgeous Mica Flakes. And we're getting these, the first batch is going to arrive, I think, Wednesday. So you see how they're pressed together? You can take a little paring knife. I have like a little paring knife I got at the dollar store, 4-in-1. Thin them down. I've even taken Yupo paper to split them apart, okay? These are going to be beautiful in your geodes, gorgeous for, I'm going to try it in a cloud pour, believe it or not. I'm going to do a textured section on a piece that I want to redo. And I'm going to try to do my own version of a ring pour / cloud pour on top of it. Now, this is not an illusion. This is kind of a champagne mother of pearl. I'm hoping the camera's picking up the right color. The other two that I have coming in, they're two different sizes. Now, this is not glitter. I was shocked when I contacted this company that I know. They're a mining company, and there's now a process. This is not a coating. This is not a glitter. This is pure mica in its purest form, okay? And the big stuff reminds me of the stuff we would get when we would gold panning, right? As kids, I'm from California, and so we would do gold panning. That's the first place they take you on a field trip when you hit 10 or 11 years old in school, because it's so local here and it's a whole lot about our history. It came in a couple sizes. There even is an ultrafine, which I've chosen not to bring in yet, but I brought in a completely different size, a more finer size, if that's what you're interested in. I'd love to see what this looks like mixed in resin. It would be absolutely stunning. And I think I have some here. Yeah, I know it's already gold, but those of you who have used the Bling Sparkle, the very large particulate interferences that we have, they're not regular interferences. These are like sparkle. I can only imagine how much prettier these would be with a little bit of that tossed in. I don't even know how much the camera's going to pick this up. Oh yeah. Before it goes into the resin. I mean, I see the most sparkly, beautiful material in the world for resin. Like I keep saying, I'm going to try it for acrylic pouring. I think there's a lot of possibilities. I have some other colors and sizes coming in the next couple weeks, but these are the three we're going to start with. I haven't named them yet, so when you're looking at the description this coming week on the website, you're going to be looking for like the larger gold and a medium gold, and then of course the mother of pearl, the mother of all mothers of flakes. These flakes, you know, I don't have a dime or a quarter with me, but some of them are measuring, I mean, this is about 3/4 of an inch. We're going to be sending these in bags, pouches, more like a pouch, like what you get your trail mix in, something that's got some heftiness to it so they don't get crushed in shipping. I am just excited, and I think once I lay these down, I even might be able to add some color to them once they're in my piece, but we're going to see what happens when we start playing. So that's a little intro on the new Vivid Poly Pour. You've seen how beautiful it mixes. The new Micas. Remember, very different. See how viscous the Vivid is. It does not even, there's no, it's very thick. It's meant to be dimensional. And then this is the Poly Pour, same color. So I'm going to mix up some colors, and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit.